Well, I've got the keys to the all-new Hyundai Exter, and this is Hyundai's micro SUV, something of a growing segment, and it goes straight up against the Tata Punch, which is the only other such SUV out in the market currently. But Hyundai seems to have gotten a lot right with this one, and I'm just going to rattle off some of the key design elements that have really caught my eye. So up front, you can see it's a nice squared-off look. And of course, you've got these edge-shaped DRLs, which look absolutely stunning. Your projector lights on the top model are lower down in the bumper, and that's somewhat part of Hyundai's design philosophy. So we've seen it with other vehicles as well. But the Exter does have a standout sort of appeal, and a nice rugged one at that. So you've also got this neat skid plate up front that you can see right here. This over here is your front skid plate, and there's one at the back which I will show you in a bit. But it's all about appeal. It's all about having a young, youthful, sporty look at and a sporty take on what an SUV should be, a micro SUV at that. And I think Hyundai has gotten a lot right with the Exter. So you've got beautiful sculpted lines that run along. You know, you look at the hood from this angle, you can see some of those creases and character lines that really give it a rather desirable appeal. The diamond cut alloys, you got 15-inch diamond cut alloys over here, which again add to the whole chunkiness of what this micro SUV is all about. And from its stance, you can make out that it sits well, is well proportioned. Hyundai has done a lot in terms of giving it the right amount of cladding at the right places to ensure that it carries that typical SUV look. As you move along to the rear, just look at that. You see these nice haunches? Well, that adds to the sporty character of the vehicle. It looks great. Even when you're driving, you see it in your rear view mirror. So it feels like you're in something nice and powerful. Having said that, the Exter does come with a 1.2 liter petrol engine, and I will show that to you as well. But going back to the design and moving around, this being the top end dual tone version, you get a blacked out roof, you've got nice roof rails, you've got a shark fin antenna over here, and a very nice sort of poise. The edge sort of symbolism carries over to the rear, so you can see it nice and clear in the lights over here. I've been driving around, so there's a bit of dirt on the car, but there you go. Lights up really nice. Looks very cool, and as mentioned before, at the back you get the rear skid plate too. You know, view it straight on, like from the rear, you can see that it's a pretty premium looking vehicle. I think these parametric sort of design finishes that Hyundai has given it along the rear, it catches the light just right, gives you a bit of like this crystal kind of look, and really plays a part in bringing out some appeal at the back, which would have otherwise been quite plain Jane. But I think Hyundai has gotten their design elements spot on with this. The proportions look so great, and despite it being smaller than the Venue, it looks pretty decent, and it feels pretty decent. You know, a once over, you can get a better understanding of what I'm talking about from this angle, where you can see the proportions, you can see the glass house, you can see the rest of the body. They've done a great job in the design in the terms of appointing every detail. So it looks really well crafted, and I think that that's a real standout feature about the Exter. Moving towards the cabin, again, Hyundai has done a brilliant job. It's a very well appointed cabin. You've got this dual tone look happening on the seats as well. And to give it a degree of personalization, you can see that Exter is nicely embossed on the front seats too. And despite being a small micro SUV, the one thing that definitely grabbed my attention is that it is loaded with features. So it's got a whole number of segment firsts. It comes with just about every bit of tech that you want on board. You even get a nice sunroof, which I can slide over here so you can get a better look at that. So it's got a pretty decent sized sunroof as well. And for this segment, you know, getting a vehicle that's all about features, all about having the right tech on board, is something that we've really not seen. But to start with, some key highlights include steering mounted controls. So you've got your various modes over there. You can control the infotainment system, answer a call. Over here, you've got a scroll through the driver display. You've got cruise control, which is again a nice touch. You've got your start stop button, which again is a matter of convenience. And I'm just going to fire this up for you, and you can see that it's got a nice display over here. Looks really neat, and a pretty decent infotainment system. So you've got Apple CarPlay, you've got your Android Auto connectivity happening over there. You've got multiple functions. We can scroll through a few of them. You know, you've got the maps, you've got navigation, and yeah, it's your standard Hyundai stuff, which is high-end. The sound quality of the speakers is again something that's quite outstanding. And then you've got your automated climate control, which is a nice fine touch for a vehicle of this class. Charging ports, the all-important USB-C is there. You've got the standard USB, and you also get a wireless charging pad for that added bit of convenience. Overall, I think the layout, the design, everything is top-notch. It is a little reminiscent of the Grand i10 Neos, but then again, you know, I guess sharing parts and all of that is standard in the auto sector, and it works really well over here. But what you do get is a nice premium feel. This one is the manual, so you get a 5-speed manual, but they do have Smart Auto, which is Hyundai's version of an AMT, the automated manual transmission, and that drives really well too. And one standout thing, you know, when we're talking about building a car for this segment, building a car that's all about a cost, because when we're looking at the micro SUV segment, we're looking at a price range of about 6 lakhs up to 10 lakhs. That's where the Tata Punch sits, and that's where the Exter has been launched. So it's, you know, to get a vehicle that's got so much going for it in this price bracket is really testimony to the fact that Hyundai takes their features very seriously. And I've said it time and time again that when it comes to Hyundai, playing around with features, getting all that right is really important for them. They've done it with all their vehicles, and the Exter has definitely not been left out of that equation. It is packed with features, and it's also packed with safety features. So the top-end model gets over 40 safety features, while across the range, 26 safety features are standard. And having said that, the other thing that is standard is that 6 airbags are going to be standard across all variants. Now this goes to show that Hyundai is taking the safety game rather seriously. They are looking at moving that needle closer to a 5-star rating. And with the latest global NCAP, you know, the regulations, 6 airbags is mandatory, and that's part of the package. And of course, so is your ESC and I think hill hold and those features. So the Exter gets all of that. And while it is yet to go in for the crash test, it does comply with all the new regulations. So once the results do come out, I think the Exter will be a vehicle that could potentially score 5 stars on a global NCAP rating. The other cool feature that you get with the Exter is over here. It's a dash cam. So while it is you know, something that you need in today's day and age in the cities, the dash cam over here has got a camera that points inward as well. So you can take selfies with your friends and enjoy that feature too. So currently it's a bit of a toy, but I think going forward it is something that's going to play a vital role in safety as well as insurance. You know, accidents happen all the time, and a dash cam is something that could get you out of a sticky situation quite easily. So it's kind of cool that that comes company fitted. I thought that was a very neat feature. Of course, Blue Link is on board, and you're really well connected when it comes to the Exter. I have been sitting in the back, and as you can see, it's a pretty well appointed back seat as well. You do get enough headroom, ample leg space. It is just a single fold, so you can either have it up or you can fold the whole back down. It's not a split folding seat, but not really a grouse. It would have been nice to have a split folding seat, but apart from that, there's really nothing to complain about. Space allocation is brilliant, and with the Exter being built to a size, you do get I think a 390 liter boot. So what does that translate to in terms of luggage space? Well, as you can see, I've got it pretty packed. So one big suitcase, a couple of bags, a small suitcase as well, and it all goes in without hampering with having to stack it up or disrupt your rear view. So pretty decent for a weekend getaway, pretty great for a family, and it again goes to show that things have been thought through rather well. Last but not the least is what you get under the hood, which just so happens to be the tried and tested 1.2 liter Kappa engine. So this is the petrol engine from Hyundai. It is currently used in over 5 products in their portfolio. So you've got the same engine in the Grand i10 Neos. There's a model of the Venue that uses this. So yeah, I mean, it's there. It's been tried and tested. And it churns out about 83 PS of power. And what that translates to is a rather peppy performer. So you really don't feel like you need a lot more for a car of this category or this class. And the K 1.2 does a fantastic job of powering up. It's pretty peppy, it's zippy. I believe the Venue, the K 1.2 does a brilliant job. It's pretty peppy, it's really zippy, and I believe in the Exter, what you do get is a 0 to 100 in about 12 seconds. So that's just testimony to just how much pep this little 1.2 liter motor has. Yeah, but having said that, it's also a rather frugal engine, which is why I think it's such a popular choice when you're looking at building a vehicle that's for the masses, something that's going to be out there and used by an audience that is still quite price conscious. So here you're getting a rather premium product, something that ticks all the right boxes. It's got a ton of features. It's got safety ticked off rather well. And you've also got the performance element going for you with it. So there's really very little to complain about when it comes to the Exter. And I think that that's what makes it such an endearing product that wins you over, from the get-go. Driving it around has been a lot of fun. It's a very stable vehicle. It does brilliant speeds on the highway. Really easy to notch it up to 3-digit speeds and keep fuel efficiency in check at that. Handling is spot on, and so is the overall ride quality. So these are just a few things that I've noticed so far. Like I said, this is the manual version, but I did have the AMT earlier in the day, and that comes with paddle shifts. So I've not felt an AMT work the way that it worked in the Exter. So clearly that technology is also evolving, it's coming along really well. And you can see that Hyundai has really ensured that it will do a nice job at that. The paddle shifters are definitely a nice touch, and I think for the city goer, the AMT version, the Smart Auto, as Hyundai likes to call it, makes a lot of sense. And while you do get all the same features, of course, the only thing that changes is that you don't have a gear shift and you don't have any of that to deal with. So all in all, I think Hyundai has done a fantastic job of coming out with a vehicle that's small, compact, for the masses, and yet very desirable. And to sum it up, over the years, I've always wondered, why does a small car have to be basic? Why does a small car have to be featureless? And most importantly, why does a small car have to be boring? And I think somewhere along the way, these words have resonated with Hyundai, not just from me, I'm quite sure from customers, from the way customer perception is changing. And now we actually have a very desirable small machine that is premium, is feature rich, has got design on point, and is just so much fun to drive. On that note, I'm going to sign off. I hope you like this walk around video. I've tried to tell you a little bit about the Exter as well as what I think about some of the major features. Do like, share, and comment on this video. I look forward to hearing back from you. And if there is any question you have, if there's something that you feel I might have missed out, or there's more information you'd like, please feel free to reach out in the comments. I answer every single comment. That's my promise to my viewers. So I look forward to hearing back from you.